Hey guys, how's it going? It's Lazarus here, and we're back with another Aquarius podcast, interviewing Graeme from Aquarium Adventures. So before we get started, go head over to his channel, the link is in the description. Go subscribe and ding the notification bell because he has amazing content. Let's get him to that 10,000 subscriber goal, and it's also doing a giveaway, so do so, enter that if you'd like. Without any further ado though, let's get into the interview.
Hi Lazarus, thanks for inviting me on to your podcast, my first ever podcast interview. So to introduce myself a little bit, I'm Graeme from Aquarium Adventures. I run the Aquarium Adventures channel on YouTube. As a little plug, go and check it out if you haven't already. I'm very close to reaching my 10,000 subscribers goal, and I'm running a bit of a giveaway at the moment, so go and check that out and you can enter that and maybe win some prizes. But I've been making YouTube videos for the last few years. I've been keeping fish for the last kind of 15 years or so obsessively, but before that a bit longer. So yeah, we'll jump into the questions. I got into the hobby as a kid, really. I had a small tank, although my dad disputes this, that we had a tank of fish, but I do remember having a tank of neon tetras when I was younger. But then didn't really keep any again until I was maybe in my 20s, my early 20s. I remember getting a tank that had it was a bit of a paludarium. I didn't know that was a word at the time, but it had like some tree frogs and the knolls and things in the top half, and then half filled with water, again with neon tetras in the bottom. And then I really started getting into it again, I think it was about my 30th birthday or something. My wife bought me a tank, and we had that in the living room. It was only smaller than these tanks probably, and it had gouramis and all kinds of unsuitable fish together. But that's when I started getting into it properly and researching all the fish more and more and learning more about how to keep all different kinds of fish. And then as soon as I got my first discus fish, that's when it got properly serious and I started getting more and more tanks. And then the YouTube side of things was just taking videos to record the fish, so I could see in 6 months' time if I came back, and I could see how much it had grown and that sort of thing. And then eventually more and more people started following me, and I thought, oh, is this a thing? So that's how I got into the YouTube side. So my favourite fish, my favourite type of fish is obviously the discus. I've been keeping them for the last 10 years or so pretty seriously. I think they're definitely my favourite type of fish. I get so much enjoyment out of watching the discus tanks, and they're just really beautiful fish. So colourful and so misunderstood as well, because a lot of people think they're really hard to keep, or that they have really high requirements that take a lot out of it from the keeper, but it's as hard as you want to make it for yourself. But yeah, I think they're my favourite fish just purely from the aesthetic point of view. But my favourite individual fish, well, this is a strange one. So my favourite individual fish, I would have said fairly recently, is my flower horn. So I've got a flower horn called Humphrey. He's quite the impressive little chap, but he's also a bit aggressive, and he took a chunk out of my finger recently. So he's both my favourite, and he's in the bad books a little bit at the moment, but just for his personality, shall we say, he will play with you. He's always very interactive, and I don't get that from the discus. They're the cats of the fish world. They don't care, whereas Humphrey and the flower horns, they're the dogs, where they want to play with you, they want to be petted, they want to be stroked. So he's a great fish. So yeah, they are my favourite fish at the moment. Well, at the moment I've got around about 20-ish, 25, something like that, tanks, all different ones. I have a small fish room in my garage. I've obviously got my big display tank upstairs, which is full with my discus. I've got a few tanks in here, as you can see, and I've got a fish room full of tanks downstairs. They're all manner of things. I like to keep quite the varied selection. I've got discus, flower horn, angelfish, CPDs in this tank. What have we got? We've got a betta fish over here. We've got some, what do you call them? Some white cloud mountain minnows over here. Yeah, all kinds of things. Plecos, ancistrus. We've got some really fancy endlers at the moment that are really quite cool. Got some pea puffers. Yeah, all kinds of things. Maybe too many. I think if you asked my my wife, she would say, how many tanks does he have? And she would say too many. The most expensive fish I've bought was probably, it's a good few years now, but I got a promotion at work which came with quite a nice pay rise, so I thought I would treat myself. and I contacted one of the UK's discus specialists, and I bought a show fish off him. So I bought a fish that had, I think it had won the Belgian Discus Open for the red category or something. I can't even remember what category it won, but it was a really striking fish. And because my wife might be watching this video, I can't tell you how much it cost, but let's just go with too much. So here in the UK, we're in lockdown at the moment, so I've not really been to the fish stores recently. It's a good 3 or 4 weeks ago since I've actually last physically been in one, and the stock was quite low, but they seem to be functioning. Actually, the fish shops around here, they're still open because they perform a vital service. So if you need pet food and fish food and that kind of thing, they're allowed to be open. But yeah, I haven't had much chance to visit many of them. I do have some friends in the industry that work at fish stores, and they say it's getting back to normal. We're starting to see deliveries again. Some of the best fish shops in the UK are fairly near to me, and I know a few people who work there, and you see them on Facebook and places like this, and they put up pictures and videos of their stock. And yeah, they did take a hit a couple of months back, but I think they're getting back to normal now. Certainly they've been talking about shipments starting to come in again on a more regular basis, so I think they're getting back up there. But a lot of my fish buying is done online, so I buy a lot of my fish online. I buy some from breeders and from specialists, so I don't really buy that many fish from fish stores specifically, although that's probably a lie. I do buy, because I buy a lot of fish. But yeah, I haven't had a problem getting fish when I want to. There are sometimes it's a bit harder to get specific fish, so if you're chasing a specific breed or a specific type or colour or strain or whatever it might be, that can be a bit harder these days. For a long time I've been looking for some kind of nano fish for this little aquarium here. This is a little aquarium I set up for a company here in the UK called All Pond Solutions, who sent me all this stuff to do like in a nano planted tank, and I wanted to fill it with, I don't know, chili rasboras or something like that, and I just couldn't find any, so I ended up putting one of my betta fish in here. So yeah, the specific side of things is a little bit more tricky, but the rest of it, not too bad. I'm certainly, even some oddball fish I've seen in the shops recently, so they're starting to get back up there. So thanks for inviting me on, Laz. That was great. I'd just like to wish you all the best. Got a great channel there. Just keep working hard. I'm sure you'll get the recognition you deserve. I love the content that you're putting out. So all the best for you in the end of the year and into the next year. I'm sure your channel will grow and grow. So just thanks very much everyone for having me and listening to me ramble on. If you want to, please go and check out my channel Aquarium Adventures. I'm sure Lazarus will put a link in the description. But yeah, thanks for having me along, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Well, there you go, guys. That's the Aquarist podcast for the week. Hope you enjoyed the video, and give a thumbs up if you did, and go head over to Graeme's channel once again. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.